We gather together this morning, tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass. Hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud. Gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea. Deeply, like groundwater pulled from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the water that joins us across all of creation, the water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world. And so we gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others, thirsty for connection to the larger life. As we light this chalice, may all who gather be filled with joy and hope, filled with compassion and love. Here, may we be filled so that we may pour ourselves out into the world. Each time we gather together, we remind ourselves of the affirmation that has been spoken in many Unitarian Universalist congregations over the last century, not as laws, but as inspiration for daily living. We say, love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, and to help one another. Water unites us. All water is one, shape-shifting as it goes on and on in its unending cycle. The stream we gather by unites us with all the waters of the world, for all of life depends on water. That's why this common, everyday element on which our very lives depend is sacred. In our thankfulness for water, let us remember to honor, cherish, and care for it.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like an Israelite. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red. God's gonna trouble the water. It looks like the band that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
In our water ritual, when we have it here in the chapel, we bring water from the places we live or the places we may have visited, and we pour it into one container. All of the water mixes together, and every drop has some of the molecules of water from every place. So if you take a small bottle of water out, you have the water from many places in one bottle. Each time you have a water ritual, you add some water from the bottle you saved from the previous one, and in this way, each ritual, each small bottle, contains the waters from all over the world. Why would you want to have a small bottle of water from everywhere in the world? Well, for me, first of all, it is one more way to make tangible the sacredness of water. All life comes from water and needs water to survive. Water moves through the whole ecosystem, nurturing and transforming life as it moves. It rises from the ocean in evaporation, forming clouds in the sky. Blown by the wind, it returns to land in snow and rain. The precipitation falls into the soil, gathers in streams and aquifers. In the midst of this journey, it also travels through the bodies of every living thing. Every being needs water. Insects, birds, mammals, fish, humans. Water also rises up in the stems of plants and in the trunks of trees. But none of the water is isolated from the rest. Even in our own bodies are part of this watershed. The water goes back to the air or the earth, continues in streams and rivers on its way to the oceans. The cycle keeps going round and around. All the water on earth is really one water, continuously flowing through the biosphere. Even if we get water from our kitchen tap, that water has been around the world on its journey. All water is connected and connects all of life. For our practices this morning, a poem by a former member of the church, Don Matthias. I want a poem, he calls it. I want a poem like an hour in the shower. I want a poem like a stream of consciousness. I want a poem like the air before a rainstorm. I want a poem like clouds large in the sky racing across the earth. I want a poem like sheets of river, like silver. I want a poem like a river in flood. I want a poem like droplets of water on bare branches sparkling like diamonds. I want a poem like a rainbow. I want a poem like an enveloping fog. I want a poem like a walk in the snow.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul.
In 1980, two Unitarian Universalist women, Carolyn McDade and Lucille Shuck Longview, were asked to create a worship service for the Women and Religious Continental Convocation of Unitarian Universalists. As they shaped their service, McDade and Longview wanted to create a new ritual that spoke to our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our place on this planet. They included a new inclusive symbol of women's spirituality, water. They write, "Water is more than simply a metaphor. It is elemental and primary, calling forth feelings of awe and reverence, acknowledging that the ocean is considered by many to be the place from which all life on our planet came. It is the womb of life, and that amniotic waters surround each of us prenatally. And we now realize that this worship service was for us a new story of creation. We choose water as our symbol of our empowerment." The Reverend Renee Rahutsky chose poetry as the medium to explain the history and its importance for us today. She writes, "It was at a gathering of white women when this gathering of the waters first came to pass. White women in a second wave of gender self-awareness, awakening, connecting, making new meaning, shifting the old ethos. The solidarity of these white women was reflected in the waters each brought, waters that became a liquid harmony of each sweet voice and intention. Together, And today, we gather as a community of humans in a new wave of gender and racial awareness, awakening, connecting, making new meaning, shifting the old ethos. Today, we seek more than solidarity and harmony. We seek inclusion. We seek mutuality. We seek reconciliation. We seek justice for all people. Today, may our gathering of the waters reflect the gathering of our collective courage in service of the grace and love that is promised by our liberal faith. Our liberal faith cannot be here in the chapel this morning. We cannot pour our individual water into this chalice. So we've asked everyone to send images, still or video, that link you to water in one form or another. As we watch these images and learn who offered them, may they bring to mind the connections we have one to another and to our liberal faith. Before we start, Marla will pour waters from previous water communion gatherings over the years, waters that have been patiently waiting to fulfill its purpose of linking those who previously added their water to the common bowl. Then, as each name appears, we will pour the water seen in the images into this chalice.
Place where I had an apple tree and got sick and took it out, decided to turn it into a wildflower garden. Started all this about 3 months ago. So it's coming along nicely.
I literally just got out of the shower, and water communion is a wonderful way to recognize not just the symbolic aspects of water, but the literal cleansing, refreshing aspects of water. What a privilege and what a blessing to be able to enjoy the luxury of hot, clean water as we make our lives better with it.
I love fountains. I used to have a business making fountains. This is one of my outdoor fountains, and I love to sit out here on the back porch and listen to the water and enjoy the time. This is the only fountain that I currently have running inside my house. Although I do have one other fountain, it's just not in operation at this time. This makes it nice to sit, and I can even hear it at night burbling from my bed. It's just wonderful. My third fountain is on my front deck. Sometimes I don't sit out of here in the morning because it's so warm, but I love my fountain here.
This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love. The many stories that each drop contains. The many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of this unique gift that flows through each of its members.
This water is sacred.
May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change.
This water is sacred.
May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world.
This water is sacred.
May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred.
May its purity offer grace to the community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes.
This water is sacred.
In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment.
This water is sacred.
In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by deep and abundant love.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Mostly we are water, taking on its ways, appearing so solid, stable as mountain glaciers, seeming so fluid, rivers, lakes, seas, feeling misty, clouds, fog, vapor. We are water and more. We are life and love, flowing out of and into all that is and is not, in a yes that sets us free, in a yes that sets us free. May you never thirst. May your body and your spirit always have what they need. When you are in need of refreshment or new life, may the waters be available to you. May you never know thirst unto death in your body or in your soul. May you never thirst. And may your body and your spirit always thirst enough to stay alive. May you know the dissatisfaction with things that, as they are, that leads to work for justice. May you know the thirst for new knowledge that leads to the quest for truth. May you know the desire for deeper connection that creates new and stronger relationships. May you know the spiritual thirst that keeps the soul searching and gives the sweetness of new discovery to faithful followers of spiritual paths of all kinds. May you never thirst too deeply, but may your thirst never be entirely quenched. Please join me as we extinguish the flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Years from now, when they ask you to tell the story of your country at this time, what will you say? Will you say, oh, it was like a sinking ship and we all went down with it? I say, how about a different story? Because this is, after all, a choose your own adventure. What's the story? I don't know. I think we have options. Join us September 27th when we choose a better story. See you then.